Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, the fastest growing gear site on the web. In today's video, we're gonna uncrate the all new Bell Moto-10 MIPS. What's up, Speed Addicts fam? Before we get into the new Bell Moto-10 MIPS, do us a favor, subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel. That way you're getting all of our gear reviews, our Versus series, and some exciting new shootouts. Subscribe, that way you don't miss out. If you're gonna buy a Bell helmet, there's no better place to do it than speedaddicts.com. There's a link in the description below. They'll take you right over to the Bell Moto-10 MIPS that we're talking about in today's video. All Bell helmets will ship fast free with the industry's best return policy over at speedaddicts.com, your place to get your next moto helmet. And finally, if you wanna shop in person, well, we got you covered there too. If you're in SoCal, come on down to the first Speed Addicts Superstore and have the best in-person shopping experience for motorcycle helmets ever created. We've got an epic helmet wall and gear from head to toe in the city of Orange. Come on down to the Speed Addicts Superstore. Okay, here we have it, a new helmet from Bell, the kings and like legendary motocross helmet manufacturers. We have the new Bell Moto-10 MIPS. And I know what you're thinking, this looks a lot like the Moto-10 Spherical, and that is kind of the point here. We have a composite shell, styling cues borrowed from the Moto-10 MIPS or the Moto-10 Spherical, now in the less expensive Moto-10 MIPS, okay? So they brought the price down, they removed the spherical liner and replaced it with a kind of classic MIPS liner. It is not a two-piece shell construction, it is composite though. Price tag $600 at this moment. Prices may vary in the future. Now the great part is that if you like that Moto-10 look, you want a high performance motocross helmet, but you didn't want to spend, which is pretty much like $1,000 on a Moto-10 Spherical. Now they've got the answer here with the Moto-10 MIPS, new for fall of 2025, and it looks good. It looks a lot like at a distance. It's hard to tell it apart from the Moto-10 Spherical. The styling cues are definitely there. A lot of the ventilation looks similar, and we're gonna do the full breakdown for you. But first, again, the price tag right around $600. Gonna vary a little bit, but depending on if you're like getting a graphic or a collab with Fast House or something, those prices will go up a little bit. But generally speaking, we're several $100s beneath the Moto-10 Spherical here with the Moto-10 MIPS. It is a trimatrix composite shell. The weight is nice and light, 3 pounds, 3 ounces on the smaller sizes. This extra large is a few ounces heavier on our scale, is more like 3.6 or so, but very lightweight. It is both DOT and ECE 22 homologated. You see both the dual labels here on the back. If you're not familiar with ECE, that is the European helmet testing standard that's more stringent than the American DOT standard. So a lot of manufacturers will let you know that it's passing both the US DOT standard, which means it's road legal for use in the United States. And then a lot of racing organizations or people shopping for helmets want to know if it passes ECE. So they're letting you know it passes both DOT and ECE 2206. In terms of the fit, it is a nice intermediate oval fit in terms of the head shape, and it runs true to size range, extra small through to extra large. Go by that Bell sizing chart at Speed Addicts. If you're not sure, measure around the circumference of your head right above your brow, get a circumference measurement, and then go by the sizing chart. We know shopping for helmets online poses challenges because you're not here to try it on, so we make our return policy super friendly and easy to use over at speedaddicts.com. Definitely a risk-free place to shop for helmets. Okay, let's talk about the ventilation because we've got a lot of very aggressive ventilation in the front of this helmet that is going to flow a ton of air around your goggles into the shell. Now, they've done that in lieu of putting vents up on the shell itself, and so it's going to force the air through and out the exhaust. The EPS has huge channels in it, so it's really going to allow the hot air to escape and the cool air to get onto you and keep you cool, making great decisions out there on the track or the trail. A nice big mouthpiece that blows right through onto you, okay, underneath this chin bar. So ventilation, we have extractors up at the top, and then we have kind of the winglet exhaust vents on the back. And then again, on the front, they have omitted any sort of vents on the top. It kind of gives it a cool design that is sleek and complete throughout the top of the helmet, and they're just relying on these big ports. They call it their velocity intakes here on the front all the way around the goggles, and that gets the air right onto you. In terms of the peak, we have a flying bridge design, which means that there are only 2 connections to the helmet on either side. There's nothing in the middle. That allows the air to kind of pass through easier. If you are hitting higher speeds or you jump on the road for a minute, the peak will pull less, and then we have these 2 attachments here. Otherwise, the design of this helmet looks a lot like that Moto-10 Spherical, like I was saying. We even have the collarbone savers here. That's what this pad is. And that's to protect you from the hard bottom edge of a helmet. And collarbone injuries are really common from the helmet itself, and so they're gonna give you that protection, which is great both on the trail and on the track. If you want to run a comm system, that's no problem. You do have some dramatic like kind of lift at the bottom edge, so you're not going to use a clip mount. If you're going to run a comm, you're just going to use the adhesive mount right there. That should be no issue at all. Eye port is huge, and it comes way back, so you have a panoramic eye port. It'll fit the biggest goggles. I don't care who you're running, 100% Oakley air brakes, whatever. It's going to fit in there easy. And they don't have like a big flare on like this nose guard or roost guard there, so goggles will come in and out like they're supposed to. No fighting with them. Let's flip the Moto-10 MIPS over. One of my favorite Bell helmet features that they have on a lot of their helmets over the years are their magnetic cheek pads. They come right out. They have rare earth magnets built into these 3 little spots, and they're really easy to take out and then put back in. So if you're gonna wash them, service the helmet, that makes it a breeze. You're not fighting with snaps and kind of flying blind. You just grab it and pull it out. Same is true for EMS. If you're in an accident, they need to remove the helmet from your head, they're gonna grab this little loop and slide them out of place. Real easy, and it's gonna protect you if you're in bad shape and they're taking the helmet off. Okay, we got double D-ring closure, another magnet on the strap here, makes it jump right into place. I like that too. I like the magnets. Inside the chin bar, we have the same kind of padding that we do on the collarbone saver. It's not a true EPS, it's more of like a EPP or rubber material. It's a little bit more resistant to being dented if you set it on the handlebars here compared to the raw EPS on the inside of the helmet. So they have that on the inside of the chin bar here, and then they have it on the collarbone protector. We're gonna remove the antimicrobial comfort liner here so you can see the whole interior of your Bell Moto-10 MIPS helmet. It's got the MIPS C solution behind the comfort liner. It is not bright yellow like a lot of the older MIPS solutions. It is kind of a gloss black material. In case you're not familiar with MIPS, this is going to allow your head to slip inside the helmet in an impact scenario. It's going to allow those rotational energies to be managed better, and they keep them out of your head and allow that slippage. That is the whole point of the MIPS impact protection system. Okay, there's the comfort liner there. We've got lots of kind of laser or thermo welded seams on this. We've got mesh down the middle, and kind of a cool design there. Okay, here we are, the EPS liner, and you can see how this ventilation is not just for show. All these ports here, they line up with channels in the EPS to flow the air through and behind that MIPS liner and keep you cool. You do have room to put in a comm system speaker if you choose. Down here, although it's not a bespoke like cutout, you can mount comm system speakers in there, no problem. And then there's big channels, kind of, let's see if you can see through this helmet in the studio here. Yeah, you can kind of, if I hold it just right, you can see the studio through the helmet. Big channels, lots of ventilation, 5-year warranty from the folks over at Bell. It is their next generation of premium motocross helmet. It's an iteration on that Moto-10 Spherical inspired by, but now at a better price. Very lightweight, great helmet from the folks over at Bell. Tons of colorways coming out soon, collabs, Fast House, all sorts of cool stuff over at speedaddicts.com, where you should shop for your next Bell helmet online. And like I said, if you want to shop in person for Bell helmets, a great place to do that if you're in SoCal is the Speed Addicts Superstore in the city of Orange. That's it for today. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.